but it's that belief which has caused this reasoning and you're getting all messed up. The theist goes around in a circle, but they say, okay, sure, it's circular, but we all have to start somewhere, and everyone's circular in some degree. But my circle is one that says, well, God justifies reason because he's an agent who is, the foundation of truth and gives us access to truth. And yeah, sure, I've used my reasoning faculties to get there, but that circle is like consistent and self-contained and gives you this access to truth, even though it's still circular. It's one that sort of gives you trust in truth.
Yes. I mean, I think that I think that is essentially the core difference between the two. It's right, self-undermining versus self-reinforcing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out the epistemological, ontological thing, because I think oftentimes we sort of pretend that we can ground things more than we can. I mean, you've got Wittgenstein's uncertainty on your shelf, and he has this idea of a hinge statement, which is where a statement you eventually come to where you can neither justify it nor challenge it, because you can only justify propositions with more strongly held propositions, and you can only challenge propositions with more strongly held propositions. So you eventually get something that you can't justify or challenge, which and I think that is sort of, that could form a kind of theist way out of this Cartesian circle, where they just say, well, I say you've got to start somewhere. I think that there are a couple of potential responses that an atheist could have. First of all, I should say I genuinely think this is a cracking problem. This is the stuff good philosophy is made of.
Me too, by the way. I really in fact, often depending on who I'm talking to, right? Because sometimes when I present this argument to people, especially, it's a bit complicated, but it's also a little bit like there are so many little ways that it can be, I guess, like misunderstood, or objections that seem like they should work but kind of don't. And so it's a little bit tricky. But like if I'm talking with somebody who like gets it, this is like my go-to challenge. If someone's like, what do you think's the best argument for like believing in God or something? I'll be like, just check this out, like try this on and see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, this idea that our epistemology can become self-undermining, and that does keep me up at night. That is, this keeps me up at night more than why is there something rather than nothing.
Yeah,
I think that there are to toy with routes out, because I think that there are potential routes out, but at the same time, each of them is so incredibly controversial.